lights out. They're very good. It's a good start from both Mata and Cobb. Getting the bear exit, and both of them spun simultaneously. Heading into the camel straight, still going side by side as well. Side by side into the Curva Grande. Are they going to keep it side by side with Iceman? Yuri going for the dive bomb. Can he make it work? He's gone off a bit. And look at that. Oh, right here, right now. Otherwise, the undercut will not work. It's going to be very, very close. Iceman just gets ahead of Kyle there. Mata comes across the line, and he's your VSL Season 6 champion. Hello everybody, welcome along once again to VSL F1. We are back for Season 8. It is time to create history this season. I hope you're all pumped and ready to go, because I know I am. I've been pumped for the last few weeks now. And we head to a circuit tonight which hasn't hosted the opener for Formula 1 Grand Prix in absolutely ages. It's Albert Park for the Australian Grand Prix. My name is Jess, your commentator for this season. And we're going to be in for an absolute cracker. Now, we're starting quite early so we can go through the calendar. We can also go through the teams as well, because we have got a stats grid. Not going to lie. We don't even know who's going to be winning the championship. Those guys have been practicing quite a lot for the first round of the season, so expect lots of action. So, before we go through the teams, let's go through the calendar for this season. We've only got 12 rounds this season. We obviously starting in Australia, and then we head to China next week, and then we've got Bahrain, Baku, Britain, France, Portugal, Imola, Japan, Singapore, Brazil, and then finally the season finale in Canada. Never had a season finale in Canada, not gonna lie, so I think that could be very, very intriguing to say the least. So that is what you could expect as well. Drivers who I think they could struggle. They could struggle at Baku as well. There was quite a lot of retirements in Baku. I didn't make Baku because I was away on a work trip, but I could see people struggling there. But at least they don't have to worry about Jeddah, because there was some worries that Jeddah was going to be on the calendar, but luckily Jeddah is not. So there we go. Right, we're going to be going through the teams now. We've got 10 teams, and literally the final team pairing was confirmed about an hour ago, or half an hour ago-ish, I think. So that could be quite interesting to say the least, with the driver having less practice, but that may not matter. They may have probably practiced anyway. So we're going to start off with Mercedes, and they have the Constructors' Champions from last season. We got Mata, who is now a full-time VSL champion, and we've got Deck as well joining in, retaining their partnership that they've grown to love since last season. Very, very good as well. Let's see if they can retain their Constructors title with a very big team. In the Red Bull, a team that finished last in the Constructors Championship last season, we've got Newgarden and Ahmed as well. Yuri was moved down to a reserve driver. Well, he requested to be a reserve anyway. So Ahmed has moved from Mercedes to Red Bull. Let's see how the change can affect him as well, and how will Newgarden step up as a lead driver. In McLaren, we got the two Speed boys. We got Pete, Speed Knighton, and we got Speed Risky. Risky's our owner at VSL. He couldn't make a majority of last season, but he is back for the whole season this time, so very, very happy for him. And this could look like it could be a strong lineup for this season. Again, those two have been practicing quite a lot together, so wishing the best of luck. In the Ferrari, we've got Flexi, who finished quite well in the Drivers' Championship. He finished third in the Drivers' Championship, and he's partnering with a very strong driver of Casper. So Casper is looking quite quick on paper. One of the fastest drivers on paper that could challenge Mata this evening and for the rest of the season. In the Aston Martin, we've got Panos, who finished second, was very, very close to getting Mata for the title, but unfortunately he did not. And Hayden as well, who got a very impressive win in Britain by doing a zero stop, and he was the recipient of the Commentators Award as well last season in the awards night. So I think that could be quite a good pairing, and they are both in EVG now, so they've been practicing together quite a lot too. In the Alpine, we've got Ryan Berry and Tony. They retain their lineup from last season. Both of them are very, very consistent drivers. So I'm very glad that they've obviously kept their lineup to fruition here today. So we will see what happens there. In the AlphaTauri, we have Mike and Lee. Mike was in the Haas last season and Lee was in the Ferrari. Both of them could, I think, done a lot better, but they had some very strong results in some tracks. In the Alfa Romeo, we have Kieran and Slenderman. Kieran finished 4th in the drivers last season, had some impressive wins and podiums along the way. Slenderman as well was a reserve driver, makes his first attempt as a full-time driver. So very happy for him as well. In the Williams, I was going to say Alfa Romeo because we've already done Alfa Romeo. In the Williams, we got Matt Ryan and Cliffy. Cliffy was reserved last season and he thought, you know what, I want to be full-time. And I have to say, Cliffy is looking one of the favourites to win here tonight in the Williams. So it's going to be quite a bit of a shock if Cliffy cannot do well tonight. Is he here tonight? I can't remember if he's here tonight. I will need to double check. And in the Haas, we have got George and we've got Yarim, 2 rookies in the VSL grid. So a big welcome to them. Yarim has only been confirmed pretty much half an hour ago. So, but I think he's not here tonight. So I think there's a reserve in his place. But we've got 19 drivers. So we may as well get into qualifying. So I may as well tell you about the reserve drivers for this evening. We've got Iceman, who is filling in for... I'm trying to figure out who he's filling in for, actually. If I get my thingy out. He's filling in for Matt Ryan here tonight. So Matt Ryan is not here. So obviously we've got Iceman in his place. And then we've got Sheldon Cooper in the Haas. Everyone else, I believe, is full-time. Apart from, I think, Timo. Or is it Hayden? I don't know. He's changed his name. Goodness knows how many times. It's just confusing to know. I'll need to double-check if it's either Timo or Hayden. It might be his teammate. I don't have a clue. But there we go. Those are your reserve drivers for this evening. So, a little bit of information about this track. First used in Formula 1, this track, 1996. It was a scene of some lap 1 incidents. Remember Martin Brundle back in 96, Ralph Schumacher back in 2002. Damon Hill won the first Australian Grand Prix around this track. And of course it hosted the Australian Grand Prix in Adelaide as well. The last one was back in 1995 as well. And the tyres that we got on offer today, we got the C4s, C3s and C2s. And we're right on board with a few people starting their laps. Let's see if I can find someone who's about to start one. We've got 2 people on the medium compounder tyre. Let's go on board with Ahmed, actually, in the Red Bull. We've got a few times on the board already. We have got Deck, who's setting the benchmark at the moment, 121.9. Casper second, 122.7. Mike in third with a 123.4. Tony fourth, 124.4. And Timo in fifth with a 124.4 also. So, Ahmed is just getting his tyres warmed up and he's on the grass. You do not want to do a Valtteri Bottas there, my friend. So, there we go. So, we are about to get started then for our first hot lap of the season. So, Ahmed then, he's going to be heading towards turn number 1 then, very, very shortly. It's a very heavy one. 100 metre board you hit on the brakes. The exit of turn 1 is turned to itself. You've got to lean quite heavily on the curb on your left. And after the second GRS straight, you reach turn 3. Your braking point here is on the left-hand side after the 100 metre board. And after the exit 3, you swing to the left-hand side for turns 4 and 5. Once again, swing across the track to prepare for the next corner. Turn 6 and 7 complex. Very similar to turns 1 and 2. You want to cut some of the inside curb and run along the exit curb through 7. And now you're going to be heading towards turn 9 here, the start of turn 9. And then for not very long, you pass turn 10. That is quite 2 short corners as well. He doesn't seem to be too confident at the moment, but surely he can find some more time very soon as we head towards turn 11 after the long flat out turn 10. On the exit of 11, it's important to get the car as far to the left of the track as you can because You're past turn 12. If you don't get the car settled, you'll be ending up in the wall, which I think I will probably predict quite a few people there tonight. So heading past turn 13, then heading towards turn 14, then towards turn 15 and 16. Let's see what the Red Bull driver could do. Red Bull not doing very well on the constructors, like I said. So he's up to the line. What can he do? 124.0 puts him in P10. Our fastest man is Iceman, our reserve driver, with a 121.5. Will we get into the low 121s or maybe even 120s? We will have to wait and see. We've got quite a few more interesting facts about the track, but again, I will tell you that as the races go on. Quite a few people on the memes actually as well, being it is the first race of the season. They want to get a feel for the track a bit more. George does go into the pits, so he wasn't happy with his lap. Quite a few people on the pits actually. Tony though is Cliffy is on the soft compounded tyres. So if you're wondering if who's Cliffy, it is Tony here. So because that is his real name. It's going to be confusing because there's two Tonys and they both have similar colours. Well, they both have similar colours because Williams and Alpine. Why did you do this? But luckily it won't be that confusing in 2022 because Alpine has a few more pink colours, if that makes sense. So we will see the first soft run on stream from Tony as well. And we also got, who else is out there on a lap? Who's on? We've got Casper, who is known for doing a few laps on the soft tyres. Let's hope he doesn't use it in the race because they only have 3 soft tyres to use. And I think they get an extra set in the race as well, but you don't want to be using too much because there could be safety car galore here in Australia. Casper up to the line, not a fast lap, but I'm sure he was charging his batteries anyway. So Tony is just about to start. Well, he's just started his lap through turn 1. And I'm surprised he hasn't set a lap yet, but we'll see what his set to 1 time is compared to everybody else. So Timo is reserving for Panos. Okay, so that's why I got a bit confused because I just saw Hayden come across the line in P7. So yeah, so Panos is not here tonight. So we've got Timo. Thank you very much, Hayden. Very, very kind person in the chat for informing me about that. Tony's looking pretty decent through the first sector. And I think Cliffy's going to be a little bit of a total McLaren driver. Not sure which McLaren driver it is, but it is someone. Anyway, past turn 12. And I've spoken to a few of the drivers and all of them have said that he is the one to beat. Past turn 13 he comes. And he's in 5th gear sip and then dropping, short shifting quite quickly to 3rd and then to 2nd again. So he goes up to the line. It's going to be very, very decent, not going to lie. What's it going to be for the Williams driver? 120.9. First man into the 120s. And I wasn't expecting someone to get into the 120s that quickly. So yes, we've got Williams 1-2. We haven't seen that at all. I think 1996 we saw that as well with Damon Hill and Jack Villeneuve. So we could see a repeat of that. Mata, our reigning champion. Can he get off his season to a good start? He really needs to anyway. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders with him being at a top team. But again, he is going out on another lap because it was a representative. He needs to get a move on 1:34.45. Not representative at all. So, next person to cross the line will be an AlphaTauri driver. And I'm trying to find who it is. It is Mike, actually. Currently sitting in 7th. Pretty decent time. And he's got more time to be found at the moment. Again, he's also recharging his batteries. His other AlphaTauri teammate, Lee, is coming across the line as well. As we'll see. So then Lee comes to the line. He doesn't, well, he improves, but unfortunately he has invalidated. We've got Williams, another Williams. We've got Tony P up to the line in the Alpine in the P4 at the moment. So he has improved quite a lot from his previous time. The Ferrari of Flexi is on his out laps. I think it's Casper who's out again. I wouldn't want to be on 6-lap-old soft tyres personally, but that is the decision that Casper has decided to take at the moment. Timo, our reserve driver for this evening. He too with a 121.148. That is so close to Cliffy's time that this could mean everything. Slenderman puts his car into 4th position. We've got another Ferrari out there who's about to start his lap. We've got, who is next to cross the line? It could be Iceman, but he's backed off a bit because he's on his out lap. Hayden's on his out lap too, as well as Mike, or unless Mike will be going again. Risky has retired. He's binned it in, I think it's turn 5 and 6, I think. Yeah, roughly about that. So he's binned it a very hard complex. Now, I wouldn't want to do that. So both McLarens then are out of the session, but at least for Risky, he has set a time, but would it be enough to stay in the top 10? We'll have to wait and see. Mercedes drivers, Deck, I believe. No, it's not Deck, it is Matter, who will be next for our big runners. We've got Alpines as well on laps. So Ryan Berry, I don't think Ryan Berry's here tonight. No, he's not. That's the driver we were missing. So no Ryan Berry. But we have, obviously, the other Tony. Tony P394 in P6. Matter goes into the pit. So we'll see how Deck does, his teammate, as he passes turn 10 and he's going to head towards turn 11. But we've got some more cars in front of him that could be on laps. Hayden is the one in front. But unfortunately, he has invalidated his time. And it is quite close between himself and Mike, so he needs to get a move on with 5 minutes left to go. We've got an AlphaTauri on a lap as well, which I believe will be Mike. Again, he's on much older sauce compared to everybody else, but his lap is looking good. 122.5, 6 tenths quicker than his previous best. P9 for him. Matter is in the pits, but Deck, what can he do? He's almost 2 tenths quicker. 121.795. So not many people out on circuit at the moment. We've got Sheldon Cooper, who is out at the moment in the Haas. Well, luckily we don't get to see this livery too much anymore, at all, if not at all, for the 2022 season. So Sheldon Cooper then will be starting his next lap, and I think the Williams driver of Cliffy will be starting his lap shortly as well as his teammate Iceman. Still a Williams 1-2, but they look close on paper. So is Timo as well. So will they be opted to work together? I'm trying to remember if reserves score points in this league. I think they, for the constructors that is, I think they do. Iceman is just invalidated, unfortunately. So most people are either in the pits, so they will be getting their final adjustments ready in terms of their tyres, and they will be changing their fuel mixtures as well for the first time this season. Since everyone's on an even playing field, everyone's on 0 points. It's all about hitting the ground running from day one. And Sheldon Cooper, purple in sector 2. Is that a game glitch, or is that really purple sector 2? Well, we'll find out very, very shortly. Past turn 12 and in towards 13, 14 and 15 he goes. And he hasn't derated, so he has saved quite a lot of his ERS. So will that affect his lap? Sheldon Cooper up to the line. 123.1, 5 tenths quicker. That has definitely helped him. But he's not quite in the top 10 yet. But I don't think he would want to be in the top 10. He would want to be, I think, 11th. So 12th, I think, will be in an ideal position for him. But again, he could do better. Slenderman will be next to set a lap. But everybody else will be on out lap very, very shortly. With 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go on the clock. I would like you to tell me your predictions in the chat. Who do you think is going to be getting pole position? Well, it's anyone's game. I literally don't know which way it's going to be turning at the moment. So you'll have to wait and see. We'll find out in just a few minutes' time. Could this guy do it? Could Slenderman get pole position? He's been looking good in quite a lot of races this season. Last season, He had a bit of bad luck, though, so he's got to improve on his consistency. And surely he is focusing on the championship, knowing that he's a full-time driver now. Slenderman, this is a great lap. This is a very good lap for Slenderman. But not quite pole position, though. P4, 121.2. He won't have time to go in the pits, so he might save on his ERS battery and go again. As I think we just saw another person retire. I think Kieran retired there, as well as Mike. And I did see, almost saw a spinner. Now, the annoying thing is, we usually have a bingo card at this time. But since Matt Ryan's not here tonight, he has to produce a bingo card. So, we don't have any, obviously, bingo cards to put on. But anyway, with Williams losing their main drivers of Deck and Matt, they were a bit worried that the Williams team would not do as well, but they are getting their season off to a great start. 1 and 2. Maybe the admin team are regretting putting Iceman as a reserve, and I see a medium tyre right on the middle of the track there. That is very, very weird. Very, very weird. Right. Let's create history then for the final laps of this qualifying session. Bring it on. These guys have got to be on top of their game. Few people have retired already. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are on track currently. And are about to start their final runs. As well as Casper and Matt are on laps. Casper, he's going to be the first person to set a lap. He's already 5 tenths up in the middle sector. Can he find some time in the final sector to potentially get pole position? He needs to find a miracle time. That was close. Thank goodness it was ghosted. But Casper up to the line. Only P3 for him, but he's 1 second quicker. He found 5 tenths in that final sector. This could be very tight between the top 3. What about, I'm trying to see who else was on a lap. Matter only 8th fastest right now. Our reigning champion not doing quite well in qualifying as we would expect. But it is a more stacked grid than last season, so he's got a lot to do. But usually his strength is towards the end of the season. So if he doesn't start well at the start of the season, he knows he could do well towards the end. But it's only 12 rounds. It's only 12 rounds, so there's less time for people to get their heads together. Matter, he's going to go up to the line. Another tyre on the circuit. It's going to be a 121.2, P6. Oh my god, the top 6 are just very, very tight indeed. So, who will be next across the line? Will it be Casper? No, it's not Casper. It is Sam, who I'm actually quite surprised he's not up there. He was 3rd in the championship last season, and he's not up there with the likes of Casper, Iceman, Tony, Matter, Timo, and Slenderman. So we'll see if he can find the time that he needs. 121.4, only P7 for him. Next across the line will be one of the Williams cars, I believe. Tony, 120.6. Wow. He is on another level. He is on a mission. He wants to win that driver's title. Iceman, unfortunately, cannot improve. He is invalidated. But it does not matter because Casper has gone into the pits. Nobody else, I think, is improving. So we have got a Williams 1-2. So if anyone has predicted, obviously, Tony, Cliffy, to get pole, then you were right. To be fair, I predicted Tony for pole. So there we go. That is one of my first predictions that I've got right already. So we're about to get underway for the first race. I'm really excited already. It's going to be amazing. So it could go either way. It literally could go either way. And I do remember Cliffy did a certain Mr. Cliffy Tony did very well in Australia last season as well. So we'll go through your qualifying results then. Some people out of position though, so they need to have a much better race in order to get some points, because that's where the points are handed out, which is the race. So Tony on pole, Iceman 2nd, Casper 3rd, Timo 4th, Slenderman in 5th, Matter in 6th, Flexi in 7th, Deck in 8th, Tony in 9th, and Mike in 10th. The ones who gets free tyre choice in the race will be Risky, Ahmed, Sheldon Cooper, Kieran, Hayden, George, Newgarden, Speed Knighton, and Lee. Only 19 drivers due to obviously missing a driver of Ryan Berry. But I'm sure we're going to have some great action nonetheless. So, what will the weather have in store? Now, usually Australia likes to bring its changeable conditions. I've seen it quite a lot when I commentate around Australia, but you can't see it at the moment, though. It is looking quite sunny, so a bit of a relief for the drivers. We are going to obviously keep an eye on the action zones as well. There was quite a few moments as well in real life. We saw Webber making his Minardi debut back in 2002. Remember him, and he did very, very well under its home crowd. He actually got a podium there as well. He qualified in 18th. And actually, no, it wasn't a podium. It was his first points. There we go. So he scored 5th place, which actually I have to say was pretty decent. 2008 was quite a chaotic race. And with just 7 drivers reached in the end. Let's hope we do not have that again today. And then who remembers 2009 where we saw Braun GP rise from the ashes? They were nowhere because Honda announced their withdrawal from F1 in 2008. Jenson Button and Rubens Barrichello went to Braun GP, set impressive lap times in winter testing, and Button took pole and won the race. And it was the first win for a team making their debut since Mercedes in 1954. So, before we head to the race, and I don't think I think someone has broken the 2-minute rule. Tut, tut, tut. This gives me a great opportunity to talk about our sponsors. We are partnered again this season by Rogue Energy. And they do a lot to support us. We do a lot to support them. It is a win-win situation. To be fair, they provide very, very great drinks. And you can use code. We got a new code this season, so make sure you pay attention, because if you use the wrong code from last season, it's not going to work and you're not going to get that discount. So you're going to use the code VSL F1 League for 10% off. Going onto their website, rogueenergy.com. VSL F1 League. Very, very important. So once again, thank you to Rogue Energy. And I will get the tyres up before I show the action. But if you want to follow us on YouTube to be kept up to date on when we stream every Wednesday night at 8 PM. And if you are watching this back and not live, where have you been? You get to experience a whole lot more if you're watching this live, and I get to interact with you in the chat. What's more to like? And also hit that notification bell and click the subscribe button. As of the start of the season, we have got 97 subs, almost on 100. So if you invite your friends to subscribe to this YouTube channel, that will be amazing. That'll be great. And also follow us on Twitter at VSL. I need to try and remember what the Twitter is. It is at VSL_F1. And if you want to follow me, I am at JessGames95. So without further ado, let's get started with the race. So tyre strategies then for the drivers. So people outside the top 10, we've got quite a mixed bag. We've got Risky on the soft tyres, Ahmed on the mediums, Sheldon Cooper on the mediums as well, Kieran on the mediums, Hayden on the softs, George on the softs, Newgarden on the mediums, Pete on the softs, Lee on the softs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the softs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the mediums. So quite an even split. The softs people will need to make sure they get close to the top 10 as soon as possible. Risky having a much better chance, but if the likes of Hayden, George and Pete do not get past medium runners, they're going to be in trouble. But we're almost at the start of Lights Out to kick off Season 8 in style. I'm your commentator, Jessica Ball, and I hope you're all pumped to create history here at VSL. That is our hashtag for this season, and I'm going to use it as much as possible. So thank you all for watching, and we are about to get underway for the first round of Season 8. The 5 lights are on. And we are underway. Let's see a pretty decent start. It looks like the Ferrari has had a much better start than the Williams, but we're seeing Tony trying to cover off the Ferrari, heading towards turn 1. Iceman has had a horrible start. Iceman's down into P7. So at the moment, we've got Tony in P1, Casper P2, Timo in P3, and Flexi, who's had the best start of dreams here. Has he go side by side with Slenderman, heading towards turn 4. Slenderman covers him off, heading towards 5, and then in towards turn 6. Very, very tight entry as well. Let's hope people don't get into the wall there. But we've got an audio retirement out the race. We've got Pete, who's out of the race. And we got a VSC. To be honest, I'm surprised there's no safety car. Why is there no safety car? I don't know. But because he was in the middle of the circuit. But I didn't see what happened. But I think there was quite a bit of carnage in the background. I think Mata was involved in this too. So I think quite a few drivers will have to go into the pits. But Mike and Hayden, they've also had good starts. They made a bit of ground on the medium runners, which I said, which is what they needed to do. So they're up to 10th and 11th. So we are green flag running once again then. Risky also had a good start as well. He's made one place as well. So he is going to look to get some ground up. Oh, his first race back as a full-time driver. Quite a few people, interestingly enough, have underfueled their cars, thinking that there's going to be a safety car. But you can't really risk on a safety car. So let's hope for Risky's sake that there could be one. And fastest lap belongs to Tony so far. We're heading towards lap 2. Casper closing in by 4/10 of a second. Obviously no DRS as of yet. So they're not going to benefit from that slipstream. They could benefit from though. Risky getting a time hand on a yellow flag in turn 1. That is a AlphaTauri of Mike. So Mike has had a little bit of a spinneroonie already. Not the way his season would like to go in the AlphaTauri. And we've got George and Newgarden in the pits already. Newgarden's gone to the hards. George has on the softs, which is interesting enough. And apparently he said in the chat that he got put in the wall. That will probably be investigated by the stewards then, if that's the case. So both of them come out of the pit lane. This is very, very high speed as well. And if you get it wrong, if you turn at the wrong time, then that's where you're going to hit the wall in turn 12. So we'll see probably quite a few retirements there. Turn 13, they go. Let's see who's gained the most positions out of everybody so far. So we've got Casper up 1, Timo up 1, Slenderman up 1. Another retirement, that is George. That is turn 5. Newgarden's gone off as well. So both of these drivers struggling just a little bit there. But Newgarden not retiring as of yet. DRS will be activated after the VSC ends. So they will miss the detection point here. So they will have to stay in formation. Mata goes into the pits as well. So pretty much not a good day for the Merc camp. So Mata has a change of front wing. And what tyre does he go on? Let me have a look. Tyres. He goes on to the medium compound of tyres. As, yes, unfortunate that we got 2 DNFs already, but let's hope they recover for the next race, which is China, in round 2 next week. So, the detection point heading towards 10, 11 and 12 soon. That is when Casper could use to a full advantage, but I don't think he's going to be close enough anyway. The closest I think will be Timo in the Aston Martin. So I think he could go on for a charge, but it could cause a potential Constantino effect at the moment. A few people in the chat were predicting, obviously on Twitter, because obviously VSL asked for predictions. A few people were predicting Pete was going to spin. Well, it's already happened. It's already happened in the first race. So whoever predicted that, you're doing well with the predictions already. So there we go. So I have to say, Akon up to 8th. I have to say Flexi, I thought he would capitalise on Mata because obviously Flexi and Mata were fighting for the championship last season. Flexi not quite there, but still, if you're in the top 5 consistently, and then you do well towards the end, then you could still be in the fight with the championship. So maybe it's just baby steps for him, because don't forget he has stepped up to Ferrari from McLaren. Obviously Ferrari have been in every single Grand Prix since the 1950s. So they know what to do to build a brilliant car. Mattia Binotto is watching both of their drivers with great interest. No one's making any moves as of yet. I wonder if people are being cautious after what happened on lap 1 with the lap 1 shenanigans. And Pete saying that the concept model is a joke. Well, it is Australia, so what do you expect, to be honest? I think we see quite a few wins in Australia. Deck's up to 7th already, so he's got past Iceman. But can Iceman fight back? We'll keep an eye on that. He's the closest out of anyone this entire race. He's got plenty of ERS. He's got plenty of speed as well. And traction. Heading towards turn 13. Side by side as well. We've got the Aston Martin right in the middle of this of Hayden, who's looking to capitalise at any moment. Could be free abreast towards turn 15 and 16 coming up. But one of them backs off. Iceman stays in P7 and overtakes Deck once again. So brilliant stuff from Iceman. Deck will want to fight back though. Deck is struggling, but Hayden is not. Hayden has got brilliant pace. Right now towards turn 1. Deck may run a bit wide there. Yellow flag set to 3. That is one of the Red Bulls. Red Bulls not doing too well again. It's like the curse of the Red Bulls. Every time someone gets put in the Red Bull, they do rubbish. But Hayden, oh, we got Risky in there as well. Who's going to join in this fight? Iceman will be loving this. We could see a penalty actually because someone has gone wide. Deck now dropped to 10th place. He was 7th at one point. So the Constructors Champions not doing very well at all. Not at all. So they need to get their heads together and possibly think, right, what could I do to salvage this race? What could I do to have a better race? What could I do to make sure my team has a better race? Maybe they need to work together a little bit more, potentially. But Risky then was in 8th for a moment. Now he's in 9th. Oh, Iceman spun! Iceman's out of the race! He binned it in turn 12! Safety car! Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that. A driver who started in P2 is now out of the race. Oh, he was looking so good. He was one of the favourites as well. He just lost it all on his own as well. To be fair, I have lost it in turn 12 too many times in my league racing career. So that will trigger quite a lot of people to go into the pits. But for some people, it will be too early than expected. We got Tony P and Risky staying out. And we do have the Aston Martin safety car. Is it a bad decision for them to stay out, or will they think it's another safety car? It could be wise for them to stay out now. But everyone around them will be on fresh tyres. Kieran stays out too. Casper pits. Sheldon Cooper stays out. Timo pits. Lee stays out. Slenderman pits on soft. Interesting. So he is committed to a 2-stop strategy. Flexi pits. Hayden pits. Deck pits. Matter stays out. Ahmed pits. And Ahmed pits. So already we're down to 4 drivers. And I'm trying to remember who scores points at VSL. I think it's the top 10? No, top 12. Top 12. So top 12 score points at VSL. And if you get the fast lap in the top 12, you will get points too. So plenty of incentive then. I did say there was going to be a safety car, but I was right there. I was right. So we'll see which strategy has paid off then. Tony Cliffy has not lost or gained any position. He stayed in the lead. Tony up 7. He stayed out. So did Risky and Kieran. Casper down 2, but surely when everyone else pitted, he would gain quite a bit. Sheldon Cooper up 7. Lee up 11. Quite a few people have lost positions due to them pitting, but it would help them in the long run because they have a free pit stop. Has that safety car antics, has that changed your approach in terms of the pit stops? We will have to wait and see. So, I still think, I literally don't know who's going to win now. I think Casper's in the net race lead. But I'm trying to see, because it's a one-stop race here, can these mediums get to the end? Let me have a look. 29 minus 17. I think it's quite tight. Very, very tight. I think it will be at punchy territory, but they could, I think, just about squeeze getting to the end. I think they just need another safety car to really help them a bit more. So I don't know. I literally don't know at this point. But I think they could just about push it because they'll all be on reduced pace. So that means the ones that stayed out, they could be in a lot of trouble. So I think everybody's caught up. So the safety car will be in this lap, surely. Yep, safety car is in this lap. So it will be up to our race leader of Tony then to get the start that he needs. So we'll see what happens for the Williams driver, the number 43, looking for his first championship at VSL. And he could go any time from the safety car restart line. Safety car, you can see, well, you can't see now because Tony has closed the field up quite a lot actually. So I wonder if he's going to go nice and early, or I wonder if he's going to wait. He's on the throttle. He's on the throttle. You can't slow down now, Tony. And he is going. And look at the gap he's pulled already. Risky's had a good start from the other Tony then. Heading towards turn one. Side by side on our right-hand side. And is he going to try and capitalise on Tony's mistake, or a bit of a wobble from the Alpine car? That's allowed Kieran to go into the action. So the Ferrari as well. 3 abreast into turn 3 maybe. Heading towards the turn 4 and 5 complex. Very, very soon as well. Risky is up into second place already. Tony's down to 4th. He's not loving life right now. Let's see what's happening throughout the rest of the field. Slenderman trying to battle with his Haas compatriot Sheldon Cooper. Well, the Ferrari engine compatriot, as I was trying to say, not the Haas compatriot, because they're not teammates. But Slenderman getting the better exit past turn 8, heading towards turn 9 then. Sure, this could be easy pickings. Oh, will the Ferrari driver try to cut him off? No, Slenderman stays in 7th. Well, I get 7th. Flexi got past Sheldon Cooper as well, so he's up to 8. Lee also gets past Sheldon Cooper, so I wonder if Sheldon Cooper was a bit out of position there and was struggling a little bit on pace. Risky's had a bit of a spin. Wow, how on earth did he avoid the wall? Avoid turn 12. That could have been curtains. That could have been a DNF for a Risky. But luckily that wasn't a DNF. But he's going to have to go into the pits, unfortunately. Ahmed has spun as well. I think we're going to see a chain reaction of spins if we're not careful. So, but anyway, Ahmed, he's going to go into the pits now almost certainly. His tyres are hot. He should have got changed for some new ones. As Risky goes into the pits, he's going on to hards. Well, what can you expect really? But those hards can't get to the end. So this race may not be over for Risky. But I've driven the hards around here. They're an absolute nightmare. That's what's caused quite a few of my DNFs around here in the past. So we're on lap 9 out of 29. Already Kieran has been pretty much annihilated by Tony. 4.2 second gap. And he was almost going to get annihilated by Casper as well. In towards turn 11. To the left-hand side. Surely you wouldn't want to be going for a move there. But Casper's saying, I don't care. I want to go for the move anyway. Turn 12 as well. Taking an interesting line as they head towards the end of the DRS zone on turn 13. Tony P's out of the race. Tony P's out of the race just after turn 12. And that is another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what the people that stayed out would have wanted. Tony, is he got to think about pitting? He's got to now, and he does. The racing gods have saved him, and it has saved the likes of Kieran as well. But wait, Kieran stayed out. Oh my goodness, is that the wrong decision? Is that the wrong decision? Surely the best thing for him was going onto the hard tyres, but he possibly thinks that something else could have happened. Turn 12 has caught so many victims today. We're down to 14 runners here at this Australian Grand Prix. And Thomas Garner thinking the safety car might finish first. Well, you never know. You never know. And, okay. Ahmed got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the VSC. Okay, so you have to go and serve that soon. But you can't serve that on the safety car. Hopefully, he will know that as well. So already we had 2 safety cars. Were you guys expecting that? To be honest, I was expecting that. So there we go. Apparently, New Garden's pedals was playing up, so that was why he retired. Okay, so there we go. So that was the cause of New Garden's retirement, unfortunately. Hopefully, for him, he will come back stronger. I think hopefully all the other drivers who are retired will come back stronger. But all this safety car does is brings Ahmed back into this race. It brings Risky back into this race. It brings Sheldon Cooper back into this race. Mike stayed out. Those mediums will not get to the end. Those mediums will not get to the end. But again, they may see something that we don't. So, why am I questioning the strategy? I don't know. Slenderman stayed out as well. Same with Flexi. So, I wonder who has played their cards right. Pretty much almost everyone has got a free pit stop. Casper probably had the best strategy out of everybody right now. And because we're waiting for Ahmed to close up to the safety car won't be in until probably elapsed time. So a quick reminder for those of you new to VSL what our calendar is going to be for this season, because it is a brand new season. So we start in Australia, then we head to China next week, Bahrain the week after. Then we got Baku, Britain, France, Portugal, Imola, Japan, Singapore, Brazil, and then finally the season finale at Canada. And by then, we will know who will be the VSL Season 8 champion. I almost said Season 7. People probably would have killed me if I said that, but there we go. Season 7 was actually not that long away. Not that long away at all. So quite close together. Especially. So good to see quite a few of you in the chat as well. If you haven't already, please share the stream out with your friends and family. Like click on the share button. Also hit the subscribe button as well. And hit the notification bell. Well, how many subs are we at the moment? Because I did do a cheeky plug to tell people to subscribe. We're on 100! We're on 100 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Lando Gaming, thank you so much. I think you're the 100 subscriber. I will need to double check, but thank you so much to everyone that has subbed. We absolutely love you. 100, it says I'm actually going to frame it. I'm literally going to frame it. I'm going to print screen it because I'm sure someone is going to unsub within the next minute or two. So I'm going to print screen it. And safety car's in this lap. Oh boy. So 100 subs achieved, and we haven't even finish the season yet. Crazy. Now, next goal, 150. Come on. 150 subs. I know it's, I set an impossible goal, but there we go. But yeah, 100 subs. I know it's a small league, but that is huge for us. Absolutely huge. So, thank you so much for your support. I think I will need to check. I think it is you, Lando Gaming, who was the 100 sub. So, thank you very much. Why is it not telling me in order? Oh, come on. Why is it not telling me in order? That is so frustrating. Very frustrating. It doesn't update. Anyway, safety car has gone in then. Flexi, Slenderman's had it off. Slenderman has got off. He's lost his front wing. I wonder if he made contact with someone. I think he must have done. But we got Timo. Oh, there's quite a few contact already. Slenderman, I think, is struggling a little bit more as well. Oh, careful, Timo. Timo was having a brilliant race, and unfortunately, he's come undone. Ahmed has gone into the pits as well, but Casper leads. Kieran in second. Flexi third. Lee fourth. Lee is definitely flown under the radar at the moment. He definitely has. Brilliant stuff for him. Risky has got a 3-second time penalty. So another one to add to this list. Quite common to get penalties around here, but yeah, a lot of people not having the best of start. And Mata is back in this race, up to 6th. So the Mercedes Championship campaign could be back onto the way it started. Tony's got past Mike, up into P8 at the moment. But surely he wanted to get past the people that either still have to pit or need to pit because their tyres won't make it. And Dex showing a little bit on turn 12. We just about saved that, which has allowed Tony just to gain a little bit more traction on exit. But again, he's not quite close enough to get past on this occasion. Don't forget, DRS won't be activated until lap 14. Lap 14 is when DRS will be enabled for all these drivers. And then we'll see the detection points, and we'll see potentially slipstream galore here. We could actually see slipstream galore now from Tony. Here he comes then. Heading towards turn number 1. Acorn covers to the right-hand side. I'm sure Tony would want to go the long way round, which he decides to stay behind at the moment. Here he comes then. Which way does he go? Left or right? He goes left towards turn 3. I don't think Acorn is going to challenge him. Or he might actually on those hard tyres. When was the last time we saw him on the hard tyres? I don't know. A certain Orange League. Well, he lost the win. Due to him doing an illegal safety car restart. Yes, I had to bring it up here. I know he's going to hate me, but there we go. But there. Tony up to 7th, and his next victim is our reigning champion of Matter. And he is back in this race. He is back in this race, so he's not giving up without a fight. Ahmed has gone into the pits again, this time on softs. He's not giving up, isn't he? He's not giving up. Usually a person like him would have retired by now, but he's a changed man. He's definitely a changed man. So he comes out of the pits now. And he's down 14. But don't forget, if 2 people retired, then people get points. So that's probably why Ahmed is doing this race. Because he could be like, oh, I'll get points on the first race, and I've just done that just by finishing. Potentially. So, Flexi. Oh! Takes out! Final corner! Oh my goodness! That was definitely a spin on its own there. That's a very weird place to lose it. Very weird place. And we've got another safety car. Our 3rd safety car of the race. And just by Ryan Berry being in the chat, deck is out. Ryan, it's your fault. Joking. Only joking, of course. So, Kieran is getting all the luck at the moment because Kieran essentially gets a free pit stop. What would he do? Will, I'm just trying to see. I think 29 minus 12. He could go on softs. He could go on softs now. If I were you, I would go on softs. It could be a bit of a risk, but don't forget, it's all going to be on reduced pace. So it could work. These guys could go on soft tyres. But what would you want? Would you want to be on the fresher tyres, or would you want track position on a track like Australia? I don't know. But for me, if the gap's big enough, I'm not going to gain much by staying on the mediums, I would go on softs. Usually I'm quite further behind in Australia anyway, so usually I would go for the soft compounded tyres anyway. Oh my goodness, Kieran, that was quite a bit of a lag spike there. I think it might be my end, but I'm not sure. Quite a lot of people are getting ready. Matter, I think, is going in. Who else is in? Ahmed is in again, but this time he's on hards. Casper stays out, not surprised. Lexi stays out, not surprised. Lee, why are you staying out, my friend? Lee's staying out. I think he's probably regretted it. Because his tyres are going to be absolutely toasted. He is going to get swamped by quite a lot of people. Oh, Lee. Or does he want the glory of being 3rd and getting a podium? Matt Ryan got a podium, but I missed it. So I want to see Lee get one, surely. Because Matt Ryan's not here tonight, but we'll see. I would like to hear how Deck's feeling after that, because I'm absolutely gutted for him, because he seems to have all the bad luck in the world around Australia. But this time he had a little bit of a crash, so I will find out about that. As my mouse has decided to have a little bit of a moment there. I don't know why, but anyway. So, waiting for a few more drivers to catch up. This is the Australian Grand Prix. This is VSL Season 8. I nearly said VSL Season 7. Strategies is either soft to hards or soft to mediums if you can make it. I think most people will be trying soft to mediums. One thing I forgot to mention actually is about the tyre deltas. because someone readied up too early, I didn't have enough time to talk about it. 1 second between the softs and the mediums. 1.5 seconds between the softs and the hards. 5/10 between the mediums and the hards. There we go. So those are the differences. So can the difference be made on track? Kieran and Timo, the only drivers to have pitted for the soft tyres. Will Sheldon Cooper do exactly the same thing? Well, this has not gone well for Sheldon Cooper. He has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And he's got a change in front wing as well. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. And so you can hear my squeaking chair. I do apologise. So Sheldon Cooper comes out. And he's on mediums. And Flexi has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. Now, why is that? Did someone overtake him, gone wide, and then that was allowed and he tried to overtake them back and then you got a 5-second penalty for that? That's probably why. If that's the case, that might get removed. But it wasn't caught on stream. So hopefully they will have footage in their race directors and all that. So we are about to get underway. Ahmed could still get points, you know. Even though he's like almost 2 laps down and he's still in this race. Fair play to him. I would give the Endeavour award for him tonight. I have to say, I would be a man or a lady who will be so annoyed just to be like 2 laps down around here. But if he could just survive, then that could be the difference between getting certain positions in his championship. Right, safety cars in this lap, and for the second time, Cass will be leading it, and for the 3rd time, people hopefully will try and have a cleaner safety car restart. Will we get some more green flag running? I hope we do. I really do hope we do. Thank you guys for watching so far. We've hit our 100 subscriber mark, which is brilliant. Hopefully we will get more as the season progresses. People are warming up their tyres, which is to be expected. Will Kieran get past the cars he needs to? We'll keep an eye on him. But Casper, he starts his safety car restart as he means to go on. And it is green, green, green in Australia. And we've got Ferrari versus AlphaTauri versus Aston Martin. We've got the AlphaTauri on the left. We've got the Aston Martin on the right-hand side. We've also got Tony as well, who's looking to fight back as well. Tony pitted quite later compared to everybody else. Tony to the left-hand side, heading towards turn 4. They touch a little bit. They keep touching. Tony is the prancing horse at the moment. He's on the attack. Lee's in this as well. Hayden's gone wide. So Hayden will probably be forced to be let past by Lee. And Lee will be in 4th position potentially. But no, Hayden's going to fight back at the moment. But this is great stuff from these drivers as well. What about Kieran? Kieran, not the best to start he needed to at all for the restart. Kieran is down into 7th position. And he's been passed by Mata. Mata will be on the more durable tyre though, don't forget. So it is to be expected. So we're going to keep an eye on Kieran as they make their way towards turn 13. Is he going to go risky? He's going to try and go risky. Mata close the door though. The dirty air's not helping him in the slightest as they head to make their way towards turn 15. He's just waiting. I think he's just very keen just to get past at the moment. As we've seen someone going into the pits. That is Lee. Finally he comes in. I think he probably regretted that he had not gone into the pits there. As Timo gets a 3-second time penalty. So, soft tyres for Lee. So Lee comes out. Still in the points though, because obviously Ahmed is lapped. Lee Risky comes in and he's on the softs as well, which we'll get to the end of the race. Could be smart moves from these two. Could be smart moves. Tony. Here he comes then towards turn 10. But he's not making any edgeway on Flexi at the moment. The man who finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship could have won it. but he was very unlucky in Abu Dhabi. Hayden's out. Oh my word, we got another safety car and all. That's the same place that what ended another one of my Australian races before. It must have been... I'm trying to remember which league ended my race there. It must have been Jacko Car, actually, season 1. Did I finish in season 1? Jacko Car. No, I didn't. Yeah, I ended my race there in Jacko Car season 1, in that very corner. I retired there. So everyone surely is going to go on softs. Casper thinks, yeah, soft tyres are for me. Flexi does the same. Ahmed's out. Well, I'm not really that surprised, to be honest. He's survived for as long as he can, but he thinks that by getting lapped again on the safety car, that's just not going to happen. So, fair play to Ahmed for sticking out, but unfortunately, he's not going to get any points. But, advantage for the people that are still in this race. You'll still get points. So, extra incentive to do well. With the disadvantage of being safety cars, it gives me less things to talk about. So, guys, just stop crashing. Stop crashing. But, I've prepared some stats now, and I've got some interesting things to talk about. Now, we've got a certain a Danish driver that is returning to Formula 1 this season, which I have to say, I don't think I met a driver. I don't think I met a person that is disappointed by it. I think majority of people I've spoken to are very happy with the decision Haas made. So at least the F1 community agrees on something. Kevin Magnussen is returning to Formula 1, and I'm very, very happy, very delighted about him. He shouldn't have left last season personally, but again, another discussion for another day. But he is going to be, I think, a great mentor for Mick Schumacher. I'm actually going to support these two now because I have a feeling, I don't know, I just have a soft thing for Magnussen. Ever since, obviously, he joined McLaren, was it 2014, 2015, he scored a podium on his debut as well, which is quite incredible. So, I think Magnussen being back in F1 again is going to be huge for Haas, in my opinion. And I have a stat about Kevin Magnussen, actually. He finished second in Australia in 2014, so that was the track where he got his first ever podium. And that remains his best result to this day. And the time I read the facts, the race also marks McLaren's most recent podium finish. Well, McLaren has got more podiums since then. Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz. I think Lando Norris has got way more podiums since then as well in that McLaren. So, tyre update. Tony, the only driver on the mediums. Everyone else is on softs. This could get absolutely spicy. So, make sure you stay tuned in for the last 9 laps. Let's know your thoughts in chat, guys. Do you think Haas made the right decision to bring back Kevin Magnussen? And the fact is, it's a multi-year deal. It's not just a 1-year deal, it's a multi-year deal. So, I think Haas have faith in him. And I think what I read from an article somewhere is that Kevin Magnussen and Haas were still on good terms. I do believe they still talked. I think Haas and Romain Grosjean still talk as well, because obviously Romain Grosjean owns an esports team as well, and obviously RAG Esports partner Haas esports team. So there we go. So Grosjean and Magnussen still had a working relationship, even though they got cut, pretty much, which I still think is quite cool. So at least they've got to good terms. But yeah, I'm glad Magnussen is back. Anyway, safety car is in this lap. Tony will now be controlling this restart. Is he going to get swamped by the softs, or is he going to hold his own? We will see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers have got time penalties that may come back to bite them, but we will have to wait and see. They make their way towards turn 16. Final corner. And we're going to be going green, green, green once again in Australia. Will Tony get a good start? Restart, he does. Kieran does as well, but not quite enough to get past Tony. What about everybody else as well? I think everyone else is being a little bit more cautious due to the fact that there's only obviously 11 drivers running in this race. But look at this. Flexi's looking very good. Try and get past Lee into turn 3. Late on the brakes goes Flexi, but that's really helped him ever so slightly. And Flexi is up into P6. His next target is now Slenderman for P5. What about Casper? In P4, he's dropped down to 4 obviously because he pitted on fresh tyres and he got a penalty to boot as well. That is not ideal, but it will help people who already got 3 seconds as well because they're back in this race. Timo is back in this race somehow, even after that spin, so he's probably relieved that the safety cars happen. Lee has got another 3-second time penalty. Again, that will come back to bite them. Heading towards turn 11, Tony's got his first penalty as well. That will bring Kieran as your net race leader, and he will possibly take the lead of this championship. Here comes Casper, trying to get past Timo. There's so much battling happening at the moment for the season opener of VSL Season 8. We are creating history here at the moment as they head towards turn 15. We got the Ferrari on the right-hand side. We also got Tony and Kieran battling in front as well. So anything can happen. Casper could not attack on the right-hand side, but is he going to try and attack on the left as we head towards turn 1? Or will we see a different line for the Ferrari driver then? Timo holds on very, very well. Nice defensive work from him, but I'm sure Casper is not going to give up without a fight. He's draining quite a lot of his ERS actually because he's very, very keen to get past turn 3 then for the second time after this restart. Couldn't quite get past. Kieran on those fresher tyres compared to Tony. He unfortunately is not having the advantage. Maybe the delta is coming into Tony's favour right now, but if Kieran knows that if he keeps winning Tony's penalty range, Kieran will be probably still winning the race anyway. So what Kieran has to do is focus on Timo and Casper behind. But again, they have penalties too. So mainly I think they'll have to focus on Mata. Mata can still get a podium because he's got no penalties. Casper almost had a moment in turn 12 then. That could have been an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster, but there's still many things that could be turned around on his head. There could be, it not could be the order that we see that could win this race. Anything could happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. VSL has always produced some crazy races at the past, and I think today pretty much is one of them. DRS activated 1:23.9 fastest lap from Timo, so he is pushing to try and catch up to our leaders. Casper on the attack once again. More ERS compared to everybody else. Risky's out. Both McLarens are out the race, and surely that will bring out a final safety car. Or have we ran out of safety cars? I think we ran out of safety cars personally, but I don't have a clue. I've lost count of safety cars. And I've just looked at I think I'm just trying to see how Pete retired actually, but it's probably due to his wheel, I believe. A lot of people are having wheel problems actually, unfortunately. But with no safety car then, this has changed things quite drastically. And that means the top 4 are all close together due to the yellow flags. That has happened at the moment. Make sure you keep it locked. Don't you dare tune out because this could get intense. I have to say, nobody can make any mistakes. Just nobody. Everyone's got to be on their A game. Kieran's right on the back. This could be gearbox time. This could be prancing horse time. This could be the chance where Kieran can get the move. Tony is harvesting. He is harvesting. Kieran gets the move that he's looking for. Into turn 3. They made contact a little bit as well. That could have been Timo that gets the move on Tony, but he does not either. And I'm starting to almost lose my voice here at the moment because there's so much battling happening at the moment. Timo just almost hit the back of Tony as well. Casper with a 3-second time penalty. Sheldon Cooper into the pits. So he's going on for some fresh tyres and he's going to go for fastest lap. You know what? He's got a big gap and he's going to try and go for it. He'll be 10th anyway. And getting that extra point, it wouldn't hurt him in the long run. So I think bring it on, he says. We're going to see... No! Tino! Oh my goodness. Tino hit turn 12 and somehow survived the worst of the wall. That giving me a heart attack, almost. But that does mean Timo is down into P8. He was third at one point. And just in case some of you guys are jeffing, I will keep an eye on the penalty situation. But watch Mata whilst we do that as well. Here comes Mata, our reigning champion. He could still be back in this race. 1:23.7. He's the fastest lap at the moment. Mata gets past Lee. Casper is under pressure from his teammate and Slenderman as well. The three Ferrari-powered cars are doing all they can here at the moment. Their next step is to get past Tony and then get past Kieran. But Casper and Slenderman have 6 seconds, Flexi and Tony have 3. So no matter what happens, I think the order could stay exactly as they are. Kieran will want these guys to keep battling and battling like there's no tomorrow at the moment. So we're seeing that competitive edge at the moment. 36% battery he's draining. Goes short shifts into 6th gear as well. So he looks pretty tidy going through there as well. Well, obviously there was a few near misses in turn 12 like we saw with Timo. Now we've hit to this crucial point of the race. Has any of your predictions changed? And there's a few of you that just joined us. Where have you been? Welcome back to VSL F1. We've got the final few laps to go. Kieran leads this race. A majority of people have pitted for the soft tyres, apart from Tony. And we're seeing then Casper's getting a better run here. He comes. Casper gets the run he needed and looking for. Casper up into 3rd. And that could just be what he needed to try and increase that gap. He's got to get past these two to do it first, because otherwise he's going to drop Masters. Because Kieran and Massa are the only drivers to yet pick up a penalty, which could mean everything for Massa. A lot for Kieran, obviously. Casper, the closest out of everybody. Almost had the slightest moment of oversteer there, going through 10. And it's back straight, and his next set of complexes he's got to get absolutely right. He nails it. Tony's not challenging. He could get 2 people into 1 corner. Casper almost got Kieran, but he does not there. So Casper up into 2nd position. What would you do if you were Kieran? If I was Kieran, maybe I would wait till the end of lap 28 to try to maybe let Casper through if Casper goes for the move, because he doesn't have that long to try and increase that gap to you. So do it when obviously Kieran, maybe do it when Casper least expects it, maybe. Flexi's had a spin. Flexi has had a spin. The Ferrari, who was 3rd in the championship last season, has had his front wing completely gone. So Flexi is down into 9th position. Still get points though, but he's just got to limp it into the pit and change his front wing. I'm almost certain he could be lapped. Oh my God. It's turned it on his head right now for Flexi. Not the start of his championship that he would have liked. And this could bring Matt back in the picture. Matt's already catching up, look. Matt's already catching up to Sentiment. He could get 2nd. He could get 2nd place. As long as he doesn't bin it, that'll be fine. Casper gets past Kieran. So what Casper needs to do now is find 6 seconds on Kieran, and then Casper will win the race. Tall order, but Casper, we all know it is a fast driver. So if he finds 3 seconds one lap, 3 seconds the next lap, he should be fine. Kieran has got to... Oh! He did exactly the same to what Deck did, but a little less violent. He was on for a podium, for Christ's sake. And he's down in 8th. And he's got to get his car. He's got to get his car. He's got to get... Yeah, he's got no front wing. Oh, no. I swear, every time I talk good about Casper, he bins it. And both Ferraris are in the mud at the moment. And they're down in 8th and 9th. Will this promote Sheldon Cooper to 8th place? He is lucky to hand him on the play at the moment as reserve driver. He's probably quite happy. Well, it might not be a reserve driver. It may be his a Discord name that was on the graphic, but I don't know. But anyway, Kieran could not believe his luck anymore. And he's got more luck. He's got 6 seconds. The only person, apart from Matta and Kieran, to get less than 3 seconds is Sheldon Cooper. Kieran and Tony going side by side as well. They can't make any mistake at all. Tony almost hit the wall there. Slenderman gets past, even though Slenderman has a 9 second... Excuse me. Slenderman getting a 9-second time penalty. So final lap. Where has the time gone? And Sam just said in the chat, what a funny game. No, surely not. Surely not. Kieran has bottled the race win. Kieran has bottled the race win. Does that mean... Wait. And Matta's back in this. Surely, after a horrible race that Matta's having, surely that means Matta will get his championship off to a flying start with all the bad luck that everyone else has had around him. Oh my goodness. This... I did say, I think it was lap 20, I think it was, that the order that you would see won't be the order that you would see when you come across the line. I didn't think it would be that extreme. Matta, don't forget, was near, I think it was like 8th, 9th place at one point. Even outside the points even. And because he has no points, no penalties, he got awarded. And he's in the battle for the lead on track as well. So... I don't think Matta can believe his luck at this point. Kieran is going to kill me, but I don't care. Anyway, Tony's going to come across the line to win on track. Tony will finish ahead of Slenderman, but it is Matta then, out of nowhere, wins and gets off his championship to a great start. And it all comes down to just keeping it on the road for the final part of the race. Timo finishes 3rd, Slenderman 4th, Kieran in 5th. Kieran must be absolutely gutted with himself right now. Mike in 7th. Sheldon Cooper. Flexi. What has happened to the 2 Ferraris? I don't know. But at least they're still going to get points. Who's going to get fastest lap? Let me have a look. Oh, Casper's got no front wing again. Not good. Matta's got the fastest lap. So Matta is going to be getting maximum points. So Matta maximum points today, unless obviously the 2 Ferraris would get fastest lap, but probably not because Casper has a damaged front wing there. League extra driver of the day. Let us know who your driver of the day is. We'll have to wait and see. And Matta doing the dance with his Devon Butler character in the game as well. So I do believe we've got 3 different constructors on the podium. I literally don't know who's going to be leading the constructors after this race. But obviously I don't do the maths. The other admins do the maths. I just do the commentary personally. So we will get your results then. Matta started 6th, went on to win the race. Without those 6 seconds of penalties, Tony won the race. But apart from that, Tony's race went very well. So well done to him, as in Cliffy. Timo in 3rd, Slenderman 4th, Lee 5th, Kieran 6th, Mike 7th. Good recovery drive from him just to get into some decent points. Sheldon Cooper 8th, Flexi 9th, and Casper is your final point scorer. And there's quite a lot of DNFs, so I'm going to go through them. We've got Risky, Hayden, Ahmed, Deck, Tony, Iceman, Newgarden, George, and Pete. So that has been the Australian Grand Prix, and what a start to Season 8. What a start to Season 8. First of all, we hit 100 subscribers, and the amount of safety cars we had, the amount of instances we had as well. That is Australia for you, and the stewards are going to be absolutely busy. So obviously we'll keep you informed about the final results as well. So we'd like to say thank you for watching, as I need to get the right screen up. There we go. Eventually got there. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on this race for you all. I'm on my own for most of the season, to be fair, unless we can find a co-com. But until then, I'll be by myself. The next race will all be China, the Shanghai International Circuit. Very different circuit compared to Australia. So many deadly curbs, and the high temperatures can be a massive factor. And you don't want to be touching the softs for very long. That is my suggestion. But quick reminder of our socials. Follow us on Twitter at VSL_F1. You can also follow us on YouTube as well. Well, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. We're on 100, but we would like to get more. And you can also follow me on Twitter at JessGames95. Also, check our sponsor out as well. We are sponsored by Rogue Energy this season. You can use the code VSL F1 League for 10% off. We will let you go and enjoy the rest of the evening. I've been Jessica Ball. Have a good rest of your evening. I know I've said that before, but who cares? And good night.